Hello guys. So I'm about to review a creative that I did for a friend, and the creative direction was to do something for December. And now there's a tech brand. He sells phones and accessories and other stuff. So the name of the brand is actually Tech Assure. So you see it, you see everything. I didn't take anything out. I left everything in the project file, and let's dive into it. So over here we see this is more like the complete creative. This is the complete creative, but let me start by explaining what exactly is here. So he gave me this message. This was the message. The thank you for always choosing our store. We want to wish you a beautiful festive season. Now the breakdown was Merry Christmas. So my creative direction was to get someone who is already dressed in a Christmassy attire, right? And put that person. So the same person has, first of all, to get someone who is dressed in a Christmas setting, and then the brand color is what you see in the background. His brand colors are actually, I think, purple and light blue. So we mix that in a gradient. And then my creative direction was to create a contrast between the character, the phones, and the foreground, to make it look as though it was shot with a phone. Because when you are shooting things with a phone, whatever you see, whatever is closer to you, is blurry, and whatever is further from you, I mean, depending on how you set your focus, right, is sharper than what is in front, right? So we moved with that same direction. And then so over here, all of these are editable. I mean, this is the phone to symbolize that he sells an Apple, an iWatch. And then there's the iPhone. Yeah, that's the iPhone 14. I decided to put it in there somewhere, a little bit further away from the camera, because he is the character is the subject. And to introduce the phone in there, I didn't want it to be so big, because if it was so big, it would look something like this, and that's gonna look kind of off. So I had to put that in there. And then there's the character. That's him. So you see he's movable as I'm moving him right now. That's separate from the composition. And this is a PS5. So he sells PS5s as well. So that's the PS5. And this is the Apple TV. Is it decoder? Yeah, the Apple TV box. Yeah. So that's basically it. So they are all movable, separate elements that are put together. Now, one trick that I think I used here, and of course that's the brand, one trick that I used here was, this is actually a Christmas tree. So this particular layer is a Christmas tree, just as you are seeing me moving now. So what I did was, so let me go straight through this so you see how it is. This is how it looks like. It's a Christmas tree. And just as I said, if you are able to see what exactly you want to do, it's easier when you are compositing, right? So there's a composite work. So I downloaded the tree, the Christmas tree, and I decided to flip it this way. And this was what so let me hide the effect. And then you see, this was how it was, because it was made bigger. Now I decided to add Gaussian blur to it to make it look like it's losing focus, right? Just so the subjects behind it look way sharper. And so that was the direction. And one other trick that I would want to mention over here is the use of color correction. Trust me, as a creative, you would want to take advantage of this just so your work is super beautiful. I don't know if you're able to see, but look at this. The before and after the color correction, massive difference. I mean, this is before color correction and this is after color correction. Before color correction, after color correction. Now in the color correction, I had to combine a few a few techniques, a few color lookups, a few, I mean, here and there, just trying, you move each one, you check the opacity to make sure they are not affecting it so much. Just push, you just dial in the numbers, just a few, and use your creative eye to check. If it matches what you want, you settle on it. Now, talking about color correction, I think there's a technique that I have, and I think it's sound that I teach you. So let me run you through one easy way to get, let's say, infinity color grading, right? Infinity color grading or color lookup on your picture without having to download anything. You don't have to download anything. This is in Photoshop, so let's dive into it. So right here, I think I would have to open a new picture. Let me just open this photo that I have here. I mean, it's a photo I downloaded online. This is the photo. And so you come to your adjustment, right? That's it, adjustment. Over here, you dial in a new adjustment, and then you go to gradient map. So when you're on gradient map, it kind of looks hideous. You're gonna ask, what is this? Now relax. Let's change the opacity to somewhere around 50%. And let's change the blend mode of the gradient map to soft light. Now, over here, here's where the magic happens. You click on the gradient, and then you change the smoothness to somewhere around 8% or 9%, depending, whichever one works for you. I mean, you can do test and trial. You can move it up and down to check which one works for you. And then over here, this is where the magic happens. The type is set to solid, but over here, you change it to noise. Now, the moment you change it to noise, and then you set the roughness to somewhere around 8, you get something like this. Now, the last magic trick is here. It kind of looks way off, but let's look. So now you just keep on dialing in you hit on randomize, right? Tap randomize, and it keeps changing, and it keeps changing, and it keeps changing. So until you get your desired look, you don't stop. So let's see, I think over here, that's not what I want. That's not what I want. No. No. Okay, see. So you keep hitting randomize to give you different looks. And this is one of the easiest ways to get infinity color grading on any photo. So you keep on changing, keep on hitting, and you hit, okay, go on. I think I'm going to get what I want soon. Okay, relax, let me check. Okay, I think I'll be liking one soon. Okay, I think I like this one. So now look at the before and the after. Massive difference, before and after. Now I didn't have to come here and then do any adjustments to the gradient map and anything. No, I just had to follow the process and then keep hinting randomize. And the more you hit on randomize, the more it changes. So it gives you different looks, and then you settle on the one you want. So over here, I think if you are color grading this photo over here, I think I may just want to come up here. I want to darken I like to use the levels because the levels is quite easier. Most of the time I do use curves, but let me just make it extremely easier, especially for someone who is starting now or a beginner who wants to fast track their growth in Photoshop. You just want to hit the levels, and then you have 3 key points. So you have the highlight, midtones, and shadows, right? So this moves the shadows. Over here, dials between the midtones. So you can either go, if you move towards the darker side, it becomes lighter. And if you move towards the lighter side, it becomes darker. So that's the midtone, and this is the highlight. So the more you move it backwards, it kind of affects everything in there. So yeah. Now over here, I think I would want to move this one up a little bit, put in a little bit of light, and then darken it just a little bit. Yeah, I like my colors to, you know, be rich, and I like the contrast between them. So I do that, and then I can reduce, and I usually want to reduce the opacity of the layer to, let's say, 5, but I'm using the shortcut, so I press the number 5 on my keyboard, 5, and then that goes to 50%. There's another way you can do it. You can just come over here where the opacity is. Make sure you are on the levels adjustment, and then you hit where the opacity is, and then you can dial in the number. So let's say if you want 30, just dial in 30, and then, you know, it affects it at a 30% rate. So yeah, this is more like this is like the easiest way. Now look at the difference. Before, after. Before, after. Massive difference. Just by using what should I say? Just by using just some slight technique, right? It's just a simple technique, but if you use it well, chances are you can color grade your photos so well, and it's gonna get you massive results for your creatives, right? You can do this to your flyers, you can do this to whatever creative you are doing, so long as the picture you can affect it to it. Now you see before, and then you see after. So over here, now there's no rule to this. There's no particular rule that stops you from combining 3, 4, 5 layers together. There's no rule. So what you can do is you can duplicate the layer, which I am dragging to this plus icon over here. Now it duplicates it. That doubles the strength of the color grading. And actually, I think this one looks better. Well, yeah, it depends on your preference though. So you may have to lower the opacity of this to, let's say, 20. And then now let's check it out. Before, after. Let's see the before with that and after with that. So you see there are limitless opportunities, limitless. The sky is actually not the limit. It's the limit is the limit. You know, you can do this. And one thing I'm big on is color grading, because trust me, if I can turn the picture from this to that just by a few clicks, trust me, it makes significant changes to your creatives. And so I think this is where I would want to draw the curtain. I mean, there are a lot of things to learn in Photoshop. I mean, the world of Photoshop is big. You keep learning a step at a time. And of course, combining a few techniques here and there would get you your results. One thing I am big on, start now. You see, start now and thank me later. Bye.